You're killing me, Smalls.
We making movies, no acting in. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS shipping packaging. I'm smoking weed out them packages. If I ain't got a gun, I'm stabbing it. I got some leftover lean in the cabinet. I can hit your little hoe when she average. Poke on that pussy shit like it's a tablet. We making movies, no acting in. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS doing the packaging. I'm smoking good ass weed out them packages. I can't lie, I ain't capping it.
Welcome back to the DNA Podcast. It's your boy D.
It's your boy Antonio. Let's get to it.
This week we're going to discuss double standards in sports and or the workplace if we get to that. Major topic at hand, Sha'Carri Richardson revealing that, I don't think she revealed, but this is where the fuck I heard it from. The Russian girl, don't know her name either. What's her name?
Doesn't really matter.
Tested positive for an illegal substance and was still able to do something at the Winter Olympics.
Compete.
Yeah, I know she was compete, but I think she was like bobsled or some shit. I don't know.
No, she's figure skating.
Damn, figure skating. And, basically backstory, as we all know, Sha'Carri Richardson wasn't able to participate in relays.
Well, in racing in general. She wasn't allowed to run at all.
At the Olympics because she tested positive for marijuana, which, it's 2022. Bro, Snoop Dogg smoked before the fucking Super Bowl halftime show and was caught doing it. Like, people smoke weed. Hell, let some people tell it there's medical benefits to it. So
I think there is legitimate medical benefits to it.
But them niggas high. I can't trust them 100%. Bro, crack it tell you crack goods.
It's not even the same thing.
But she popped and got suspended. She wasn't banned from the Olympics, but she was suspended from qualifying, which basically banned her.
Yeah, it was a soft ban.
Yeah.
Basically.
And so this Russian girl was popped for actual performance enhancers. Mm-hmm. And this is all within the same year, basically. Technically, it was last year, but within the same 12 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time frames.
And what's crazy is, like, Sha'Carri popped, and we found out about it within a week, right? Mm-hmm. The little Russian girl popped in December. And we're just now finding out about it in February.
Not a sound. And she competed. Even when it was revealed that she popped, she was still able to compete. Mm-hmm. And make of that as you will. We're a podcast, so we're going to talk about it. And so, how do you feel about it? Well, what are your thoughts on either one?
If we're purely going to talk about Sha'Carri, number one, weed has been proven to not be a performance-enhancing drug, even though people who participate in high-risk sports tend to smoke a lot of weed because it's a stressful job. And on top of that, she decided to smoke weed or whatever because her biological mom had just passed. Now, some would say she should live up. She should, she should have made the right choices and dealt with her grief in a different way. But the girl's also 21 or less. She might be even younger then.
She might be 20.
And people don't think rationally, and you going through some shit. Sometimes a little toke will just smooth you out. You gotta think she's doing with all these nerves to compete for the first time, and then your mom dies a week before your biggest competition of your life. And then, what I'm saying, that's a lot to weigh on a young person's mind. And, she probably should have dealt with it differently, but at the same time, she's fucking human. And she's a young person. I think that should have weighed in on the decision. The circumstances of the incident should have weighed in on the position. on their decision. But ultimately, I feel like weed should be taken off of their list of drugs that they're looking for anyway, because it has no effect in your ability to compete. If anything, it might actually dampen your abilities to compete, right? So they don't ban people from drinking. You can be blackout drunk and go run the race, and they wouldn't really care, because it didn't help you win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but on the front of the little Russian girl, she was literally taking PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. It's a known PED. Eastern Europe is known for taking that specific drug. If you don't, I can't remember what the exact name of the drug is, but it's basically a heart medication, and it increases your blood flow. And the effect it has on a healthy person is make your endurance better, make you be able to perform at a higher level for longer. So, think like doing mountain training, but all you do is pop a pill. So.
For the nerds out there, imagine Luffy going into Gear 2.
So, hers is a known performance enhancing drug. There's no real excuse. She has no reason to be taking it, right? She doesn't have a heart condition. She doesn't have any of that. And then even if you want to go with the emotional side of things, she didn't have any circumstances like Sha'Carri. She didn't have any. There was no reason for her to take a drug in a moment of unclear thought. You know what I'm saying? So for you to make an exception for her, and not an exception for Sha'Carri, shows your bias in your decision.
Mm-hmm.
But I've rambled on for long enough. What is your take?
Me personally, didn't really care about this Carrie situation. I'm a man of the rules, and I'm a stickler for the rules and everything. She broke the substance rule. She can't compete. I don't really care about that, because they didn't switch the rules on her. They didn't do anything unfair.
Yeah. I think the rule. My only problem with her getting banned was just that I think the rules are dumb. Not so much that the rules were enforced.
Yeah.
Because if she was taking a steroid or anything else that would help to perform, then she would have to deal with that same repercussion. But at the same time, it's like weed is just not that big of a deal to me.
And I do feel that way about weed, but it's like me and him will never really agree on much again. But I'm in the Stephen A. camp. And it's like, most people laugh when he does it, when he stay off the weed. But he's even expressed that he has no problem with weed. And people, he doesn't frown on people that use it. But if you think long and hard, there's been people that miss out on massive paychecks just because they chose to get high. And what's even worse is even explained, I don't care if you get high in off season, where it don't matter. You got caught being high in the time that you can't be caught being high. That's just damn it.
And that's true.
Yeah.
I get that. I completely get that. And I feel like she should have made, like I said, I feel like she should have made a different choice.
And I do reason with her about the death of her mother. And I think if there was ever going to be a bypass of the rules, this would be the moment. But if this is the precedent set, nobody gets the rules under no circumstance. Mm-hmm. If anybody break the rules, should do it. I'm okay with precedents. I am okay if y'all made an example out of Sha'Carri, that going forward, no death, no grievance, no anything will affect our decision. I'm cool with that. That's part of playing the rules. Mm-hmm. Now the problem comes in with this situation. Mm-hmm. I can't say, I'm a stickler for the rules once again. She broke the fucking rules. There's no excuse. I really don't care if there was an excuse.
Her explanation was that she somehow got in contact with it from her grandfather, which doesn't make no fucking sense. But go ahead.
None of my concern. Rules is broken. Yep. Maybe that makes me narrow-minded in some sense, but I love sports. I love sports more than I love interacting with normal people in everyday life. If you cheat sports, what's the point of doing the sport? Weed doesn't help you. It doesn't give you any boost or whatever, but it's in the banned list. I want everything in the banned list not to be used because somebody could easily make a stupid argument if Sha'Carri got by. Well, shit, I use something in the banned list too, and y'all let her go. Ignorant argument, but still an argument that could be made.
Okay.
So, I love sports in its purest form. You let her cheat. Not only did she cheat and get away, if she just cheated and got away, I'm not even mad at the girl. Shit, I'll cheat on the job application and give me the motherfucking job. I'm not mad at the Russian girl. She did her part of cheating. I'm mad that they found it. I'm mad that they found it and hid it and let her compete. If it was one thing if they would have hid it to save her character, but pulled her from competing. One thing. Sha'Carri kind of aired it out on herself. So, like, if anybody looks at her different or, however, that's on her because she put her business out there.
Well, we would have fucking noticed because she was projected to at least get third.
Yeah. So, like, if they would have pulled her and said nothing, would have been okay. They let her go through with it, and that's where, like, this is where for me not having any real care about Sha'Carri comes over into this. I'm pissed, and it's mainly because we know why. That's what make it worse. It's not for any other real reason. Maybe I wouldn't be as pissed about it if it's for a different reason. Like, there's a part of me that believes, like, if the guy in charge was related to her by some sense and hid the evidence or something, maybe part of me believed that because that's a little family thing going on. No, it's obviously racist. Like, it's just
it's blatantly in your face racist, and it's like there's no way for you to flip it or turn it to not make it racist. It's like, so what the organization said their situations are completely different is because the girl is underage. She's 16, right? But that doesn't mean that she should be allowed to compete. If anything, if she's 16, right, that means she has at least 3 or 4 more Olympics to compete in. So you're not taking away anything. Is she losing this opportunity to compete right now? Of course. But she brought that upon herself. And she could have been pressured into taking the substances, but still yet, someone has to pay for that choice.
And I'm a guy, I don't care what the situation. Like you said, she has probably 2 or 3 more to compete in. Hell, I don't give a damn if she was 33 and this was her last one.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to make the argument of like, oh, well, you take an opportunity for her to compete. This is a very important part of her life. She has 3 or 4 more Olympics in her.
And I personally love when they say take the opportunity. And I mentioned this.
That's the point.
And I'll mention this with Sha'Carri. No opportunity is taken. If you are who you think you are or who you say you are, you will be back. If that's true, if this is what you truly want, if you feel like you were truly robbed of the opportunity, if you are who you say you are, you'll be back. If not, 4 years, we'll just forget about it. That's just the nature of the beast. That's just the machine. It'll be a great story. Sha'Carri will be a legend if in 4 years she make it back. Just making it back is a legend.
Enough, yeah.
But if she wins, she's on a whole other pedestal of legendary. So that's just let legends rise to the occasion. If she is one, she'll be back. If she isn't, what was the fuss even really about? Now, I do get what the fuss is about, but I also, truly why I don't care, because I consider sports also like a job, because it is their job.
As a professional, yeah, it's a job.
Bro, under no circumstance, like, I'm harping on Sha'Carri because I'm going to eviscerate what they did on the flip side, but, like, I'm sick of people who smoke weed thinking it's okay. Like, even though it's legal for them to smoke weed, that there shouldn't be no consequences. And that's why it's like, do I think it's stupid that it's under a banned substance with steroids? Yes, but there's rules. There's like, you can't go to a job and say that the state legalized that you can't fire me. You can't. Like, that's, it's the preference of the job.
Fair enough.
Sports is, if you think of sports in its like smallest form, sports is stupid because it's just an organism. It's no different than the Compass Group we work at. Their Compass Group is just the Olympic Committee. People like they just make more money than us to do that shit. So that's why it's like, I really don't care, because like, this needs to be known out there. All because you think weed doesn't do nothing, all because weed isn't this or that, that doesn't mean it gives you the right to do it and not face consequences. Now, it sucks that I'm using Sha'Carri as the thing for this, but like, that's just, I know people now that something they not hiring because they tested for weed, which is bullshit. No, it's not bullshit. How about you stop smoking long enough to get the fucking job? How about you do that?
You can't not smoke for a month. You
like,
smoke for a month, then apply for the job.
Then they use the excuses Seth Rogen and Snoop Dogg do it. Guess what? They're in a profession where they don't get drug tested. Like,
okay, I can't stand that argument. It's like, yeah, but that's also their branding, number one. So therefore, of course, they're going to be able to smoke. It's their brand. Like, and number two, they have the kind of money. They have fuck you money. If someone doesn't like that they smoke, they fuck you and work with somebody else.
That too, but like they're not just gonna not get a job. I guess theoretically they might not get a job somewhere doing something, but like
Snoop Dogg wouldn't get an endorsement deal with the church. Like, it's not gonna happen. But
like that's a whole different. If you want to smoke, if you want, go be a writer, go be a rapper, go do something, go be a podcaster, go do something where you can make your own money, where you don't need to.
Yeah,
so
you gotta make those choices.
So like, precedents have to be set. Like, that's why I'm honestly not super upset that weed is up there, because like, sports is a microcosm of society. Society need to realize that sometimes you just gotta lay off the weed.
Yeah, but at the same time, I agree with what you're saying. But I just think,
of course, her situation is different.
Yeah. Because
of this, but this is the only contrarian thing I will have to say. This: do we have proof that she never smoked before?
I mean,
that's my main question. If she said, "Oh yeah,
true.
I tried it 3 times before," well, shit, like I can't just.
Well, I mean, everybody fucking smokes. Almost everybody has tried it.
I mean, true, but like, so she's 20. Let's say she's 20 or 21. Oh yeah, I tried it a few times before. Between what ages? Goddamn it! I mean, it could only be but so much, like 14 and 20. Goddamn it! Like, but I think she can bounce back.
Yeah.
If she also became a huge sensation off of this, so she's probably gotten endorsements that she didn't have before.
It made her endorsement stronger.
Yeah. So I think she can bounce back. Pretty much what I'm saying is she lost on her chance to compete, but her life is still different in a good way. Mm-hmm. But now to the scathing critique, this is utter bullshit. It's just, it's switching it's extending the goalpost again, and making the finish line different than what we have, and it's no words for it. I don't even know what place she came in. Did she win?
I'm not sure. I think that competition is still going on.
And whatever place she gets, she needs to be stripped of her rank.
But they were there to compete. They can't strip her.
If she wins, you can strip anybody of a title.
But they already cleared her. That's the thing. They cleared her to compete. It'd be one thing if she got caught after competing, then they can strip you. But if you got cleared beforehand, it doesn't fucking matter.
Them niggas is weak. Yeah,
it doesn't fucking matter.
So, I don't know. I've always been for boycotting the Olympics anyway. But when fucking basketball come around, niggas need to watch this basketball. Like you haven't just seen them niggas fucking 82 games in the damn playoffs ago. Like you haven't just seen these niggas.
But it's just fun watching the U.S. basketball team dunk on niggas for 30 minutes straight. That's the best part.
Bro, we giving them clout. And if I'm being honest, NBA players should boycott it too. Like, truthfully, as big as social media is now, in the 90s when the Dream Team was there, they were breaking new ground. Like, that was actually exposing them to a wider audience. Them niggas don't need to go to the Olympics to be exposed to a wider audience. That's just that they're exposed to a wider audience now.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the God's on. So the excuse of, oh, I want to extend my brand, nigga, you got social media. You can fly there in the off time on your own if you want to do that. Like, so I'm all for a boycott just because, like, that shit's been bullshit. It's been racist. It's been tailored against us, and they keep doing shit like this. It's gonna get swept under the carpet until the Summer Olympics years from now. And once again, we're gonna be cheering, giving all the views for basketball, and shit's gonna be sweet again.
Basketball and track. That's the main ones black people watch. But this brings me back to another controversy that happened during the Summer Olympics. There was a lady from Namibia, how you say the fucking country?
The ones that had the higher something levels,
levels? high levels of testosterone. Yeah, and it's like,
was it Nivea?
Maybe. But they banned them. Like, they said they cannot compete because their testosterone levels too high. But they had no signs of taking any performance enhancing drugs. They didn't pop for anything, nothing. That's their natural level.
Which is like, that's sheer bullshit. We called it that it was bull. Like, you can't. So you're telling me it's the World Olympics. The point of the World Olympics is to see who's the best from which region. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that women from this region cannot compete because of our region conditions. That's basically what from this region, you might as well not even fucking show up because
because it would not be fair to the other competitors. That's kind of the fucking point. It's the point that is like, I'm better than you. I'm going to outrun you. It is what it is.
Yeah, my conditions where I'm at is the best conditions because shit, it prepped us better for this. That's literally like cheating. That's like disqualifying somebody because they live at the tallest point of the world.
Yeah, it's like it's like, because I live in Colorado and I have great endurance because I have low oxygen. So when I go to sea level, it's fucking amazing for me. You're going to ban me for that.
That's literally what they say, and I forgot about that, and that makes it even more
worse.
Take Sha'Carri out of the situation. This is even worse because they did not even take anything.
Yep.
You banned them because of just their natural body, but this girl whose blood pressure or blood rate and all this stuff was actually escalated got to compete. So hers was actually different than a normal person and still got to compete. That's burn that whole thing down.
So if I remember correctly, they were going to be allowed to compete if they took estrogen. They had to take estrogen shots.
But that's not in their religion. Like, I remember, like, if it's not in their religion, that's just not what, like, people in their country don't do that.
But I wouldn't want to do that shit either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be like they can basically making a guy take estrogen shots because he's too fucking buff.
Because he's too manly.
Yeah. Like, I was like, but like, if that's how they naturally are, who are you to tell them what to do with their bodies if you're so fucking,
And that got swept under the rug.
Under the rug.
And nobody cares. But truthfully, the Olympics is bullshit. Let me go off on a little tangent here. On the sake of fairness, the Olympics don't know what they want. Like, I'm all for equality, but they got trans athletes who just turned trans within 5-year time span, and they 40 years old competing against the people they relate to. I think a swimmer just won in the women's. No shit. That's just the point. Like, no shit. This isn't the gay bash. This isn't the cast aspersions. But like, shit, if Michael Phelps claimed he was a woman for 2 years, he's gonna smoke them. How do I know that? Because he smoked the grown ass man. Like, that's what I know. In the Olympics, this was swept under because of the Sha'Carri thing. A trans athlete competed in weightlifting, and she failed as a man to make the Olympics 3 times. So this was something that he was actively trying to do his whole life. No shit, he made the Olympics and ended up losing. They're like, what the hell?
And he lost?
And lost. Like,
You a bitch.
like, honest to God. So, like, the Olympics don't care about fairness. Like, that's just point blank out there. There's too many, just within the past 12 months, there's plenty of reason for them not, for, you know, plenty of things to point out that's not fair, that does not involve inclusion. The people they include, that's not black, that's just white. Just like the stuff that they've done over the past 12 months proves, I mean, they don't really care about no real sport. They just doing it to make money, which, I mean, shit, as much money as it make, I probably would too. But
honestly, here's a fun fact. The Olympics usually bankrupts countries.
Here's
cities.
Here's another fun fact for you. That is 100% true. Athletes don't get paid if they win.
That's only an American thing.
They get.
But that's because so in other countries they get paid to compete. In America, you only get paid if you win.
So there's that, but they make buku amounts behind the scene.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I had somebody come discuss marketing with us. She's been part of the last 3 Olympics. Fucking made truckloads of money. So they bankrupt the area, but they rich as all hell. Rich as a bitch. And it's just ignorant. It's just like ignorant wealth. I personally, if somebody told me not to watch the Olympics again, I would go my whole life and just think, damn, did they still do that thing?
I didn't watch the last one.
I'm sick of basketball. To my point, I'm sick of these niggas in the NBA. So I'm not watching their ass no more. I watched a little bit of wrestling for this prospect of and you know his name, Chad Gable. No, Gable Stevenson.
Okay.
I watched for him because WWE signed him on up ahead of time. This is one of the only other person they done this for was Brock Lesnar. That they signed up before. Most of when they sign people, they want you to do it right now. They letting him finish school. I let him do whatever. So, like, they just locked him in for the next couple of years. So I was like, I want to see it. Oh, that nigga nice. That nigga nice. And so, like, that's the only. I didn't even see all his damn matches. I saw 2 of them.
I usually so Jordan Burroughs didn't go this year. Last year, and that's my favorite professional wrestler. Like, after wrestling.
He looks amateur wrestler, whole ass.
But he does it professionally. He's a professional wrestler. Yeah, so he's my favorite professional wrestler, and he's black. And so, I usually watch his, but he ended up losing to his arch nemesis. So in the U.S. trials, so I didn't watch him this year.
And bro, like, I literally had a specific, only because I knew WWE got him. That's the only reason. I don't even watch the Olympics now. So, I mean, I'll be the fake nigga, bro. I'm the fake nigga that retweets and reshares. Bro, I fuck with you when the black person wins. I fuck with you.
Every time I was on YouTube, and it would pop up like, whoever won this race. I'm like, let me watch that real fast. Oh, he smoked them niggas.
Hey, bro, I see you good, buddy. Get on their ass, nigga. Or even if I see the competitors beforehand, something, Sydney, Australia, this, that, Americans, we saying white people, Africans. Yeah, go ahead and beat they dumb asses. Yeah, go ahead and cook them niggas and whatever. I don't give a damn. What y'all doing? Bobsled on they dumb asses. So, like,
oh man,
I feel like this. Black people as a community, we know. Like, I hate that it's a known thing that our support in anything is kind of more valuable than anybody else.
Oh yeah, we know.
Because, like, especially when it comes to sports, hell, we the main athletes. Like, I mean, you know, you can field the soccer team, but white people don't give a fuck. We don't watch that soccer shit, no way.
Well, I mean, a lot of the soccer teams overseas are.
Yeah,
a lot of them are from Africa.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So, like, if black athletes chose not to partake, and we know, bro, we know most people watch NBA. If the NBA players chose not to partake, and college players get paid now, so I don't think you can actually lure them in to do it per se. Like, you know, if there was a major strike, but the Olympics would feel it. And the Olympics would. I don't think they would change per se, but they realize on what type of time they don't need to change. They would just enforce the rules correctly. That's just all we want.
Yeah.
That's just all. Like,
Let's just be fair. And people always say like, oh, black people and more progressive people always want equality of outcome. That's not what we're asking for. You want equality of opportunity.
if we just want, we just want it to be fair. That's just that ass what we want.
But to even put this in a different frame of thinking, if Timmy and Tyrone both went to jail for the same amount of time for having weed, we still wouldn't like it, but it would at least be equitable, right? It would be like, okay, well, Timmy went to jail for 15 years too.
Yep.
But Timmy get 2 months and a slap on the wrist is a community service. He back on the street selling.
That ass. Or like, I've seen people in the workplace even say it. Black people just want to get paid more. Yes, we want to get paid equal. Yes, we want, if getting paid $8 more bring us up to you, yes, we want $8 more. If $2 make us equal, then yes, we want to get paid more, but we don't want to get paid more than y'all. Yeah. We just want it to be.
If we're putting in the same amount of work, I want to get paid the same amount of money. Like, that's all I'm asking for.
That's all that people hear. Y'all just want more. No, we just want fair. If more makes it fair, well then you should do some soul searching on your behalf to know how much you had. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I feel like they, after 4 years, since the Olympics is so infrequently too, one major blow would just let them know, like, all of America, well, not all, because
all of Black America
just not.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Not tuning in whatsoever, because we know the Trump supporters, the niggas with sister wives is gonna watch that shit. So,
hey, bro, there's some black people that do that shit now. That's become more and more popular.
Oh man, them motherfuckers can't even make my joke stand out for racism.
No, yes. I'm like, you fucking it up.
So like, that's literally my only solution. And like what I said, what do we really even have to gain anymore? For me, American pride is dead. Like, American pride only comes around for the Olympics. The other 11 months were niggers. We're this, and like, bro, they show us how we feel. We had Trump in office for 4 years. He showed us how we feel. American pride is dead. It's weak. Like be real with yourself.
Okay, my only counterpoint to what you're saying, even though I do agree with the boycott, if you're a track runner, right? You run track professionally, or whatever. I don't know what the rules are for track, but the Olympics is the biggest stage you can be on ever. And if you have been doing this since you were in high school or middle school, and it was always your dream, do you think they would give up their dream?
I mean, I feel like the only reason it's your dream, and don't let me shit on nobody, like the only reason it's your dream is to win and get noticed. Now,
but that's the highest level of competition that you can compete in.
I mean, true.
There is also the world. There's worlds. There's everything that happens every year. Worlds happen every year.
Yeah.
But winning worlds and winning Olympics carries two different weights.
I feel like, especially now how we are with the I did a fucking short on it, but like with college athletes getting paid, they're able to get sponsorships, they're able to do this or that. Maybe if it's just their dead ass dream to compete, but like most of the time you compete to win, to get noticed, to get those endorsements, to become, a household name. But for me, now, like in the day and age that we live in, you don't need that. You can become the household name without it.
You're thinking about it from the mainstream sports.
I mean, like, people like some track shit. Them track athletes getting paid in college too.
Track is still a mainstream sport.
Oh shit!
It's less mainstream than basketball, of course, but track. I consider track a mainstream sport, especially when it comes to like world competitions.
Yeah.
Like, say you dedicate your life to luge, and you're a damn good luger, I guess, a luge player. I don't know. And you want me to give it all up for a cause, and the cause can be very valiant and good, But at the same time, it's like I've put my blood, sweat, and tears into this opportunity.
I don't know. It's one of those things that I possibly could overlook, but only if you win. If you lose, like if you didn't stick to the boycott and lose, you might as well stay on over there. You might as well not come back.
I would only give it a pass if you know you're like top 2 in the world, or even top 5. I would let that slide. If you're top 5 in the world and there's a strong chance of you winning, I'm like, hey.
If you go there and get washed, you dead to me. Boy, you might as well bleach yourself because it's over. But, like, that's true. And I guess competition does trump some stuff. But it's just, like, knowing what I know also, like, don't let me speak on it. But, like when it comes to wrestling, bro, like, that's kind of, I know I guess it's making my own argument with this statement. It's the peak. There isn't really much after it. So it's not like...
Or for a wrestler?
And I feel it's the same for a loser. Like, for those small. I'm like, man, even though a lot of people don't do it, everybody knows wrestling. So I feel like wrestling is still more... I think it's one of the cooler low ones.
Yeah, it's higher tier on the
low chart.
Tier, yeah.
But, like... just competing, like that's just what you want. Like after it still won't matter if there's no boycott, right? So right now, if a guy wrestles and do whatever, bro, he might get endorsements for a little bit, but it's still just like it still doesn't matter after, And so that's why for me on the front of, if you can get paid beforehand to do it, even if you go and win, it's still just like it's still over regardless. Like it's
but
I don't think this is going to escalate, catapult them up.
It would catapult you in the luge world, in the world of luge.
But how do we know that beforehand they're not big in the luge world? We don't know.
It would put you GOAT status. Guarantee.
Maybe so, but for me, the only thing you're really gaining is pride. Pride is a lot, but for me, you're not missing. You're not losing. If this was 60 years ago, losing out on a big payday, losing out on sponsorships, you're losing out on the whole opportunity to change your life. I can't ask somebody to give that all up. Bro, you're just like, what?
But you're, okay. But to counter your argument, because this is something that's come out your mouth before.
Yeah.
You've literally said you would give up. You would throw me under the bus if the opportunity came.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. If they think they won't get classified as sellouts, that's two different things. That's the problem. What your statement was, if they can go and just be welcome back. No, they sold out.
No, I'm just saying I empathize with the sentiment that they would potentially have.
I'm okay.
I'm not saying that they wouldn't be sellouts.
Oh.
I'm just saying like. I can see it from that point of view.
I was trying to tiptoe it because I was like, I thought you were trying to point out the fact, what if they do it? We just gotta be okay. No, they sold out. And you know how I stand on that. I have no problem with it. And sell out for it. Y'all don't give a damn. I'm talking all this rich shit. Man, if that money good, I'll sell out and move to New Zealand. I ain't fucking with y'all. I don't give a damn.
Hate to let you know this. They kind of racist down there too.
They racist everywhere. I don't give a damn.
They kind of racist down there too.
I just picked New Zealand and let you know that I don't even need to go nowhere black. I'm just letting y'all know how I feel about it. I'm gonna get this money and run. So do you? But hey, selling out has a cost. Goddammit. Most people don't know this. The NFL had a strikeout once. The person that crossed the picket line first was Eric Dickerson in his prime. He's a sellout. He sold the people out. This was in his prime. Highest paid running back, one of the highest paid players. He sold out. It don't fucking matter what the reason is. He sold out. Sold out is sold out. That's
especially if you're the highest paid, you had some money already stacked up. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he made some bad fucking choices, but
and most people don't know that. Like Eric Dickerson, nice man. He looks like a guy of plenty of experience, and he's talked about regretting it, this and that. But it is what it is. He's a sellout. Until the day that he died, he will forever be a sellout. That's just the reason why I have no problem selling out is some people sell out and try to make all these justifications and all these excuses on why they don't want to be labeled this. Bro, you made the choice. Me, I have no problem, bro. You can blow up my mentions. I just don't give a fuck. Like, So this, whenever I talk about selling out and doing it and choosing whether to do it, pick your poison. You don't get to sell out and then try to beg for forgiveness after. That's just the end of the road right there.
Be all.
Yeah. If there's a boycott going on and you go for they're going for their own pride, right? Well, I hope your pride is worth being labeled. Yeah. Yep. And it's just.
Yeah. I'm just,
I hate for it to be that way, but that's what sacrifice is.
Mm-hmm.
We all sacrifice differently. That's why some people suck at team sports, and why some people suck at friendships. We don't sacrifice equally. We sacrifice differently, but sacrifice is sacrifice. My main example could be with the Nets. James Harden wanted out. James Harden sacrificed. He got there. His image was ruined, this or that, but he noticed Kyrie would not get the vaccine. Kyrie's in the boat of, bro, I work out as hard as you. I'm just as dedicated as you. No, that's not the point. I was willing to sacrifice to get the vaccine and you wasn't. So you weren't willing to sacrifice as much as me. And I feel some way about Harden on the flip side, but like, bro, that's what bro, I'm out of there too. Like, you obviously showed me that
you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we're not sacrificing together. We're sacrificing to an extent. We're sacrificing when it's beneficial for us. So I'm out too. Like, I'm just, and so that's what true sacrifice is. If something with me and Antonio, I may if me and Antonio comes up, we're in different parts of our careers right now, but I might just be missing a couple hours, and he might be missing a whole bunch of, like, whatever, pay for the extra pay, whatever. But our money isn't going to be the same that we missed out on. Like, that our time is worth differently. So if we sacrifice, we're sacrificing. There's no complaining, going back and forth. Like, it's just what it is. We need to do this, and bam. So that's where I think that's where people misconstrued sacrifice. Kind of like, oh, I wouldn't march against it. No. The only reason I'm not marching because I got a metal fucking rod in my back. That shit might kill me. I am so dead ass. I don't mind the dogs, the fire hoses, the smoke. Man, that static that electric might do me the fuck. Oh, that's all in me.
My nigga, you still typing? This whole time?
Legs just fucking. Bro, what's going on with your legs? I don't know. That's hilarious. That's the only thing when it comes to black struggle I'm not willing to sacrifice. But I get my ass beat or something. I get a German Shepherd sicked on me. Don't get me wrong.
He's the one you take. That's where you draw the line at. As soon as the people take you out, hey, I'm not gonna with these niggas.
I'm gonna fall a little bit back. Yeah, Taser ain't gonna hit a nigga in the fifth row. But when they pull them hoses out, I'm stepping back up. I got y'all.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
But since we have more time, a little bit more time, I'd like to circle back to how it relates to us in our personal lives, because sports is a microcosm of society. I feel like every sports thing I say, I will say that because it's the God's honest truth. The double standard we seen with Sha'Carri and the Russian girl is stuff that we see in normal workplaces. I've seen plenty where a black guy comes late. Oh, he's late, he's this or that, but white guy, oh, he's excused. Like, we understand. Bro, they were late. Like, and once again, I'm a stickler for the rules. I am a square when it comes to the rules. I treat everybody equally when it comes, bro, he's late, but they were late for different reasons. I don't care. They're late. Like,
unless in the rules it states if you have, car troubles or this or that, and it can be proven, then it's,
And like, I'm flexible. I understand if the fucking car don't start up, you're not getting to work.
Yeah, but
like,
just call me.
Yeah, but like, in the workplace, I have seen This is not a real example, but I got real example. I've seen things where it's like, oh, my car didn't start up this day. And it was, well, you still got to be here. Something. And it's like pretty much holding the job as a carrot. But I've seen a white person in the same workplace, car breakdown. Oh, no worries, man. No worries. But like good buddy before. And it's like, my job is so corrupt. I talk about Compass a lot because I hate this shit. Me personally, Compass does not do a lot to me. But it's because I don't depend on the managers. I don't depend on the job. And I don't take anybody's word as gospel. So it's like it's hard for them to do anything malicious towards me because I'm on top of it. But from what I've seen with my eyes, I've seen friends that have been treated dirty. I've seen other colleagues be treated dirty. I've been in management positions and seen employees be treated dirty. And I've seen favoritism towards a certain bunch. And it's complete bullshit. And I will speak out on it every time. And truthfully, it comes from most of Compass, the higher ups is white. So that's where racism plays a part at. All the bosses are white. Or shit, well, there'd be one black guy, but he only has so much say if he's even speaking out. And
you kind of have to play go along to get along.
Because they might do everything in their power to get you the fuck up out of there.
Get you transferred, get you demoted, get you whatever.
So it's like I've seen that shit, and it's been utter bullshit. Because also, even with like the cops, but just mainly in the workplace, black people are just seen more aggressive. They seem more uneasy to work with. There was this one guy at my job. I'm not gonna name him, but like I didn't speak to him most of the time I was there before COVID hit, because people said he had a bad attitude. He was hard to work with. He was kind of an ass, this or that, and he had a resting bitch face. But it was like, all right, cool. I mean, shit, he ain't gonna fuck with me, I ain't gonna fuck with him. But when COVID hit and we started working closer together, well, that's my guy. Like, he's just no nonsense. Just don't feed him bullshit. And now that I think about it, that job is at Compass. If you don't go along with the bullshit, you're looked at as angry, you look at as unreliable, or you don't go with the flow. No, you're not gonna tell me I'm not gonna walk into a room with 10 niggas and D, I need you to carry these 10 boxes. Why ain't them 10 niggas do it? We the same job. Like that's one of those bullshit. Like, bro, you're not gonna pull this game on me, like or there's 10 boxes, we all can take one. Like we
can all take one trip together.
But stuff like that I seen, and that he's my boy. I felt bad that I've treated him wrong, because every time I had no problem. All the stuff they said about him, he's never did to me. He's never disrespected me. He's never gotten loud with me. He's never did this or this towards me. And so it was bullshit, because they were just pretty much being racist towards him because he wasn't putting up with that shit, basically.
Yeah. And it's like, and that goes back to having the code switch. You know what I'm saying? Like having to change how you talk and who you are to fit into a corporate outline of what you should be. And it's like, yes, do you have to have a certain level of professionalism and decorum when you're at work? Of course. But at the same time, I shouldn't have to change who I am to be considered professional, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to work so hard.
Yeah. It shouldn't be a part of my job to be like a different person.
Yeah.
That shit's tiring.
And that's the truth. Like, you sign up to do the job to the best of your ability. You don't sign up to have to fake these answers, which I do. Laugh at their little crappy ass jokes, which I do.
It's part of the fucking game.
But, and let them say on the flip side, yeah, but we do it. No, y'all find that shit actually funny. This is not as bad on the flip side as, and if it is, so it's corny as all hell. So
it's even worse because you're code switching without having to code switch. You're faking the whole funk for no reason.
But then on the flip side, I've seen white people, and I hate when they say white people act like black people, but like sag, do whatever, nonchalant, this and that, and like they give every chance in the world because like, oh, he's a good kid because he's white. Like, and I've never once thought like just is it just because he's white? I've just thought, what makes we're the good at that thing ain't doing shit. Like,
bro, I just had an event with an incident at work, and now I will say this: the management took my side on this, but whatever. I'm walking out into the caf, and my grill cook is like yelling across the cafeteria, and I'm like, Nick, cut it. And I couldn't like stop and really talk to him because I was on my way to do something else that was very, very important. And he went to the kitchen and blew up and was cussing and fussing and doing all this extra stuff. And like, I come back and they were like, so what happened with old dude? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, he came in here and blew up. And he said you said something to him. I was like, I just told him to stop yelling across the cafeteria. And it's like,
and what happened to him?
I mean, it went the right way this time, but like,
it's just that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like it happens. It happens every day so much that it's easy to kind of avoid it. I mean, not avoid it, but ignore it. Mm-hmm. But this happens all the time. Mm-hmm. This isn't the first time that random drug test.
It's the one with the blood people.
Yeah, but is everybody doing it? No, it's just select people.
How do y'all select?
Yeah. Oh, so it's random by color, right?
We get half the black people this time, half the black people next time. We'll figure it out.
Huge thing. NFL players through the years used to always say, I don't know. Bad example. Don't bring that up. Most of the niggas are actually on steroids. It's random because we know that you can't pass it. But it's just so much. It's a shame that I had more on my mind before we started, but it's a lot like there's double standards when it comes to this race shit all the time, and it just gets swept under the rug. In 2 months, we're not even gonna know about this Russian girl. Hell, Lord forbid if she lose. And they're just gonna use an example. She lost anyway. She shouldn't have competed. Yeah, that's the problem.
The point is that she competed.
Yeah.
It's not that she won or lost. It's that she got the opportunity to compete.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to keep it on society and how there's double standards, we've seen it plenty of times where, if a white person gets pulled over by a cop or they're getting talked to by a cop, they can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. They can get loud. They can be physically agitated. But if a black person even gets annoyed at the fact that they're getting pulled over or stopped or questioned or anything, it's a fucking issue.
You know what's funny? White people find comedy in some of the realest stuff. It's like I know all the bits where people like over exaggerate. Put your hand down, son. Nope. Last time my brother had his hands up, he got shot. White people find that shit so funny, but like it's so dead ass.
Yeah, it's not a fucking joke.
It's only funny because it's so serious. Yes. But it's like, so y'all can see that and y'all laugh at it, but like this happens every day, and like I just don't see the correlation in it. It makes you know
fucking funny.
Yeah. When you know in your heart of hearts you don't do that.
Yeah, you don't have to do that kind of. You don't have to jump through those hoops. You don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had more, but it's one of those. There's no gray area. Like it's black and white. It's. Do you know what's worse? This is also, I meant to say this before, going back to the figure skater. This is why I did not subscribe to Asian hate. Asian people get treated like white people, God damn it. I don't know where this damn Asian hate shit came from.
Well, she's white.
Basically.
The little Russian girl was a little white.
Oh, yeah, but basically. Damn, she looked kind of Asian to my shit.
Well, I mean, they all kind of got fucked by the Mongols back in the day, but...
They get preferential treated. They get treated like white people.
But they're white. Like,
yeah.
For all intents and purposes, they're white.
I just need to let that be known. All this other something. We know where the score stands. They're the only people that get shafted more than us is Hispanics. And I stand on that.
I don't think they get shafted more. I think they get a little less.
Maybe nowadays. But growing up, damn, Hispanics was the ear of all the Bush people. They still in the jobs. Maybe people realize that we don't want the damn jobs. Maybe that's why their ire just went down.
Now, I do think that they get a lot of the hate that comes from like the job stealing whatever. They do get all that hate, but
Build that wall up, send you back to Mexico. Bro, I'm from Peru.
walk the rest of the way. I don't. So, this is what I'm saying. They are more likely to treat a Hispanic person like a white person than they are to treat us like a white person. Especially a natural born Hispanic person, like someone who's born in the U.S., who's lived there their whole lives, who's from like Palm Beach, Florida. You know, especially like a rich Spanish person or Hispanic person. They're gonna. There's actually quite a few.
It is?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Now they might have got their money. This is kind of racist. They might have got their money from Ways, put it like that. But, or at least their family might have got their money from Ways. But,
do you know what's funny? And like, this is off topic, and this, I guess we should do a deep dive into this. I know what you're talking about, but even still, like, I've seen Hispanic people hang out with white people, this or that. Mm-hmm. But like, they even let me know. Like, I talked to one before. Many times when I was asked, yeah, bro, that's all they do is make Hispanic jokes, this or that. But it's like, it's to the point of where it's like, it's not even jokes. I know that like they mean it or something. It's like they accept us just enough, just to make fun of us.
I'm not saying that they're treated nice, and I'm pretty sure that's how Asian people are treated in white circles.
That's what they want, though. But to my point, Asian people look down on black people.
But all races look down on black people. That's the thing.
That's my point, bro. We stand on an island by ourselves.
Yeah. I was saying, we are a uniquely how do I say this?
Segregated.
Yeah. We're a uniquely segregated class of people, and especially in America and in the rest of the world.
Yeah, and I just needed to point that out because I need y'all to know where the score stands when people's like, "Oh, Black lives again, black rights again." Yes, I want you to know where it stands because it's still a lot to a little. Mm-hmm. And even now, it's still a lot to a little, and we have evidence to show for with the Olympics. We have evidence to show. I want the thing. So I just want the score to be lit up. Let them niggas know.
And the thing is like, if black people get treated better, ultimately that kind of makes your group get treated better too. Because the more rights the lowest class gets, typically the more rights everybody else gets.
Basically.
Yeah. If we get brought up some, then the rest of y'all get brought up too.
If only white women understood that. Talk about all these damn I can't even think of the word, but all this damn mistreatment. How about you help the lowest class to where damn women and black people are equal with everybody, goddamn it? But they don't see it like that.
It's like the I think it's a Dave Chappelle skit. You were in on the heist. You just didn't like the cut.
You didn't like your cut. That's fine. That's my greatest. Before we sign off, I have to tell a story. I told my boss that, and he seen it, and he was like, "Are you implying that we were rich?" Yeah, I'm implying that somewhere down the line that your bloodline fucked it up. Probably ended up like crack smokers or gambled it all away. It's not my fault y'all fucked up y'all's fortune. That's what they'll say, bro. There's poor white people. Hey, my fault their ancestors was bums.
and on a serious note, I completely understand if there was definitely still poor white people even back then, right? So like even their families didn't have nothing, but you always had a little bit more than we did.
Bro, you telling me you were white for 200 years and still ain't make shit?
It's not our fault.
Like, stop being so dead ass. You telling me you were poor in fucking the 1800s and that stained bloodline is still poor in the 2000s? Y'all doing something. Y'all hustling backwards.
Yeah, it's like, it's like starting the race. Maybe you weren't halfway done, right? But you did get a head start.
Yeah, you got a head start. Let's say like 5 minutes. why the hell did the niggas who left 5 minutes right on you and some hawked you down? Some lied to you. And so it's just like, bro,
Ain't no way.
I say it in a funny way, but like I'm being so
So
dead
serious.
ass. Like, bro, it's I swear to God, it's not my fault. And I do believe that there was more richer families of white people. They just fucked their fortunes up somehow. I mean, it's not my fault y'all bought that tobacco field that didn't grow shit. It's not my fault y'all purchased 30 slaves and didn't get nothing back on the rate of return. It ain't my fault. It's their fault.
It's not my fault. You decided to invest in slavery right before it ended. That's nothing to do with me.
It's not my fault you put forth all your money into the South military and lost it. Like, I'm being so dead ass. Boy, if you give me that right type of money, and this is in the same regard, you give me that right type of money, I'm going to put my family in a good position. After I'm dead, and shit, fuck if I care what they do with it. If they burn it all away, they going to be poor again.
That's all right.
They just going to be poor Wilsons again. And I hope to keep like a biography of my life to tell them all the shit that I did when I was poor. Let them know that, yeah, you don't want to do this. don't burn all that damn money away. But yeah, this is the breaks, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's just, c'est la vie.
You got any closing statements?
This shit's fucked. We black.
Forever.